Harlequin Special Releases and HarperAudio present Shooting the Moon by Brenda Novak, performed by Alana Marie Cheuvront, and To Win Her Heart by Brenda Novak, performed by Pippa Voss. Shooting the Moon.
Chapter 1. Not him. Not now. A wave of nausea hit Lauren Worthington as she gaped at the man on her front doorstep. She'd known this day would come. Over the past few years, her parents had grown complacent, had insisted Matt Harley Nelson was out of their lives for good. But deep down, Lauren had always known better. His leaving them alone indefinitely would be too simple, too easy, and from what she knew of Harley, he was not a simple man. Neither did he do anything the easy way. It had been 10 years since she'd seen him, but she remembered that much. "What do you want?" she asked, lowering her voice and closing the door between them until only a crack remained. The last thing she needed was for her nephew Brandon, who was watching television in the other room, to see Harley, or for their conversation to somehow catch the boy's interest. "What do you think I want?" he asked. Hands on hips, one leg cocked as though he was perfectly comfortable knocking on their door after all these years. Why had she answered the bell without first checking the peephole? Lauren berated herself. But the answer was clear. She lived in Hillside Estates, a gated, upscale community of homes not far from Portland, Oregon, worth $500,000 or more. They had security. They had cameras. They had little or no crime. Besides, it was barely 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Who worried about peepholes on a Saturday morning? Lauren had felt perfectly safe opening her house without a second thought, but now she feared what her mistake would cost her. And Brandon. She could only see a slice of Harley Nelson through the crack she'd left in the door, but it was enough to know that her sister's ex-boyfriend hadn't changed much. About 6 feet tall, he was still thin, but muscular, still handsome as the devil, still wearing black leather, and still riding the kind of motorcycle that had given him his nickname. Lauren knew because a beautiful new Harley was parked in the driveway behind him. "Audra isn't home," she said, bluffing. She needed him to leave, so she could figure out what to do about his sudden reappearance. Her parents would know how to handle this. Her father could solve anything. But he and her mother were in Europe for another 4 weeks. And without them, Lauren was completely on her own. Somehow, she had to regain her equilibrium. Think. Get Harley to go so she could... What? Hide Brandon until she came up with a smarter plan? Unfortunately, Harley didn't seem too eager to give her the chance to do that. He stayed right where he was and didn't look as though he was going anywhere, at least anytime soon. "Considering the fact that Audra died in an alcohol-related car accident nearly 6 months ago, I'd be pretty surprised if she was here," he said. He knew. Oh no, he knew about poor Audra. What was she going to do? I'm sorry, I have to go. I'm expected. She tried to close the door the rest of the way, but his booted foot whipped out and wedged in the opening before she could latch it. Lauren inched the door open again, but still blocked the entrance with her body. "I'm getting the impression you're not very excited to see me. Are you trying to hurt my feelings?" he asked, giving her a glimpse of his send-the-girls-wild smile, the one she drooled over in high school. Fortunately, it didn't do anything for her now. Lauren was too worried about the confidence in Harley's face and bearing. The longer she talked to him, the more she noticed that in some ways he had changed. The reckless teenager she'd known had transformed himself into a calm, self-assured adult, which frightened
Sample complete. Ready to continue?